Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, we can't talk yarn without me having my faithful mug of tea, which today is the Pickwick lemon tea. So it's a black tea infused with lemon. And I actually added a little bit of honey to the tea today because if you might hear my voice, I'm still fighting a bit of a cold, and this cold is mainly causing me to cough. No clogged nose, no fever, no nothing else, but I am coughing quite a fair bit. But I'll try my best to get this one recorded regardless, because I do feel within reasons pretty fit. But I might have a few extra cuts in the event that I do get one of these coughing attacks, I would say. Hopefully not. But of course, my health has been a bit of the reason for various levels of progress this week. We talked about that I wanted to finish a new headband, and I actually wanted to make that for myself. I finished it. I also finished a beanie with some scrap yarns, which is absolutely awesome. And I progressed on some other projects. So yeah, let's dive in. The first project I made and finished, I took with me on my trip to Germany, and I finished it on the way there, which is this absolutely gorgeous headband in this cream white. I made a blue one, I believe, last week or the week before, in the same yarn. So I was pretty prepared as to how it would work up and what I would need to do. And the reason I wanted a headband is because every Tuesday morning I go to the local club here, at least as long as I am able to. And here in the winter, it's been really cold on my ears because I don't wear hats. And it's outside and it's chilly. And I was like, I need an ear warmer. And the reason for me not wearing hats is mainly because sometimes, like right now, I have my hair up. And then hats are pretty inconvenient. So I was like, ear warmers. So let's see how these are gonna fit. Hopefully they're gonna be fine, but I haven't really tested them after making them, but they are fine and they are below my hair. So I still have my hair nicely set up here in the back, and I have a pair of ear warmers that fully covers my ears safely. I can now go warm back and forth in the morning. Awesome. I'm pretty happy with them, and I like the fact that they are white. You know, I can combine it with anything, right? I just hope they don't get dirty. But yeah, I'm really happy. So these are for me. I made something for myself. Not something I've done a lot lately, so that's nice. I've really made something for myself here. Then I also mentioned that I finished, and that cost me to use like half a skein. The other half skein of the tulle yarn I put back in my stash, including the label, unfortunately. I am in this yarn using process. But yeah, I put that into my stash, the other half. Then I finished another beanie because I had all this, I had leftover of this blue, which is the same that's here on the top. I had leftover on this blue. I had not a full skein, but I had two leftovers. One was like 60 some grams and the other was like 15, 20-ish grams. And then I had this variegated blue. I still have leftovers of that. But I knew compared to the other beanie I've made where it was full here, I wouldn't have enough of that to actually make this repetition. So what I did was I started with the blue up top, which I've done with others, where it's basically, we increase, but we do it with the front post, so it really gets this nice pattern. And then I made half doubles here on this side. So first, after all of the increases, then I made a row of single crochets, and then I worked in half doubles. And first I did a row of the variegated, then I did a row of the solid blue, another row of variegated, etc. And at the very bottom, I did another row of solid single crochets. And then I did front post, back post for the ribbing. And I did a single crochet row of the variegated because that was just enough yarn I had left. I wouldn't have had enough left for a half double crochet row more. but I did have for the single crochet row. So I think this actually has a really nice sort of flowing finish to it. So hey, another beanie done. I'm happy. And I used up a full skein, more or less. Well, it's kind of collected as multiple scraps, but in total it counted as a full skein, and one of them still had the label on, so scraps down. Yay, I'm happy. I'm actually super happy about that. Now, so what else have I been doing? I've been working on Fleur. Fleur is the mosaic blanket that is designed by Anke Wintermans. And yeah, it is a mosaic blanket. And I can hear the ambulance here running in the background, but it sounds like it's driving by. Okay, I worked with a 4mm crochet hook using the Stylecraft Special DK yarn, and I completed one more row since last, so I'm now completed at 74 rows, heading on to row 75, which is going to be another of this Fuchsia Purple. This is how much I have left. I have, if I've calculated correct, row 75, 77, 79 is what I have left of the Fuchsia Purple. So 3 more rows of this. But another total 6 rows before actually changing color. I don't have much left of the cream, so next round I am probably replacing this for the next. And I have them caked up and ready to go in my project bag here. So they are ready. After the Fuchsia Purple here, I'm going to do Plum, which is more towards like a purplish color, because that's the tones we're heading into, before ending up with the green at the very outside. But yeah, with one more added row, we are now, and that last row was white. We are now looking like this. Let's see, I'm going to go a little bit back. Then I need to pull a little bit yarn off this so I don't have them on the ground. And this, my friends, is where we are. Row 74. Out of 129 rows. So we still have a bit to go, a fair bit to go, because there's every row, or every round is more correct to say, I add more stitches. I add 2 extra stitches in each end of every side. So every round is another 8 stitches added on. So of course it takes longer and longer and longer to complete. It's just like making those triangle shawls, right? The back side is still looking extremely nice. And of course you can see that I'm carrying the yarn at this side, but it does save weaving in a lot of ends. And you know, it's not too bad. It's crossing up like that. So yeah, I'm happy with the progress, because I progressed. Not sure how much progress I will reach to make until next time. But again, I said I'm trying to work on it to at least make decent progress. So I am really trying to work more on this. Because it would be really amazing if I finished it this year. It's now almost 13 months ago since I started on it. So it's been a long progress. But I've also had weeks where I haven't worked on it at all. That's fair to say. But we are progressing, and I'm pleased with the progress, because as long as I progress, it's good. I do want to sort of speed it up a little bit. That's a dream. That is a dream. After that, what did I start on? I'm just trying to keep track on everything here. I'm actually running out of projects. I don't have that much going on. Well, I do have a little. After that, I started on the, because most of my projects since has actually finished. But after that, so the next project I started on, if we are doing them chronologically, is the CeylonTea Shawl. And I'm working up the CeylonTea Shawl in ombre cake from the soft cakes from Linda Hobby. And I am still catching up on all the frocking I did a couple of weeks ago. One of the reasons for that is I've focused on some of the other projects I worked on rather than this, and that's why this one haven't caught up yet. I really should try to make a bit more progress on this. But yeah, we are 4 rows short of a full complete of the pattern. 4 rows short, and then I've fully completed all rounds of the pattern. And I'm about 5 or 6 rows, I believe, away, maybe 7 at best, from having fully caught up with what it was before I started the frocking. Right now, I actually have it on my wheel. It helps me when I'm working on it to pull the yarn. Let's see, this is tangled up a bit underneath. Just a moment. I'm trying to untangle myself, but I have the feeling I tangle myself more. Like that. So, oh no, not completely. Now we are untangled. I have it on this spinning wheel to help me easier unwind. This is the color. We're going from a gray to a yellow to a cream. I think it's CeylonTea colored. I like the CeylonTea right now because there is no puff stitches. Even though puff stitches does look good, they are just, I'm not a fan of making them. But I like how the pattern is slowly coming up here. And it will look better when blocked. So right now it is a bit difficult to see it all, but yeah, that is pretty much where we are at. So we are progressing, but I'm still expecting this to be a February finish, simply because January is a busy month, what's coming up. I do have some time this weekend to crochet, which I will be doing. I still need to recover a bit, but also I'm busy next week, most of next week actually, which means that next week I won't come with a yarn talk video, but what I do come with is a yarn haul, because it was my birthday recently, and I had this code for hobby and I got discounts. I couldn't help myself, mainly because I had some points I wanted to use and make sure I could use before they expired. And then I decided, now there are some nice yarns. They are discounted with 50%. I could get an extra 10% off. Combining those plus getting my discount and getting the point yarns, etc. I was like, okay, I'll do it. So that's what I did. It's probably gonna take a while after this for me to make another order with hobby, unless I need a specific yarn for a commission. But because yeah, I'm mainly trying to use up my stash, right? But yeah, so basically, there's yarn haul coming up next week, and I hope I'm fit enough to go live on Monday as well. But yeah, that's kind of what next week is about. So how much I will be able to crochet during the days I'm away, I'm unsure. But I do know that I will bring a project with me, and then I will crochet when I have time. But usually when I'm away on these trips, I don't have an awful much time to crochet, but we will have to see. We'll have to see. I'm also progressing well with the Butterfly Migration Poncho, which I have finished the 2 first skeins off on the project. And the yarn I'm using is this Drops Cotton Light, which is 50% cotton and 50% polyester, or polyamide, polyester. It's a they recommend 4mm crochet hook, 50 grams to 1.75 ounces to 105 meters or 115 yards. The polyester makes the cotton a bit extra soft. What is this yarn is a little bit splitty friendly because it's not tightly wound. And you can actually also see it here. When you look at the end here, you can see how the end of the yarn is splitting up in all these small strands. So it is a little bit of a challenge to crochet with. They recommend a 4mm crochet hook or knitting needles. I'm using a 3.5mm because that was the gauge, both I do believe older on the pattern, but also when I did the gauge test swatch. the one that came closest to what I am currently working with. As you can see, I need to add that last one, last ball to the project before I can continue. But this is how we're looking after 2 full skeins worked up. And it's gonna be another 2 skeins on it, more or less. What I think is it's gonna be like, this pattern has been repeated 4 times and a bit. And I think it's gonna be like maybe 9 repeats in total to get the right length. It needs to be like, I do believe it's like 85-ish or so centimeters, and we're at like 40. So this is where we're looking at. I have 9 skeins in total, but yeah, we will see. And then once this is made, I need to make another one that's exactly the same. And those 2 will be sewn together, joined together, and you will have a poncho. So that is the current status of this project. I think I will probably also block it a bit before sewing it together, just to make sure the sizes are well and nice. The width of this is 2 centimeters wider on the whole piece than the gauge claims, but hooking down further would be not very nice to work with. And I think it's okay for it to be only 2 centimeters wider. It's a poncho. It's not like a made to measure suit, right? So I like the progress, and I actually like the pattern. It is an 8-row repeat pattern. Once you are getting used to it, it's actually quite simple to do. I do just double check when I do the rows, but now I've kind of gotten into it, and so far I'm cranking out those rows. I wouldn't call it a TV project fully, but it is getting closer. I can watch a series, but I can't do it with my partner because when I need to double check, I sometimes pause it before I continue, and he wouldn't like me having to pause whatever we were watching just for me to count stitches or make sure that I'm at the right row doing the right things. But progress is nice. Last week we also talked about me doing a new bag design, and I still want to design a new bag. I just never got started on it. I have the basics in my head, but there is a little bit uncertainty as how I want to do the straps when I get to that region. But I've decided I'm going to work up the test version, the design in this gray. And then the tutorial and everything else will come in a different color probably, because I do have them in this light purple as well. But it is the recycled cotton from We Love Yarn. It is like it's an Aran weight, I think. It's a 4-weight cotton-ish. 3.5 to 4 weight. It's 50 grams to 75 meters. So it comes pretty close to cottons from like Lily Sugar and Cream weight-wise. They are reasonably comparable. So yeah, going to see if I can design one of those. I want to make it a longer shape bag, and I need to, I basically just need to start playing with it. I'm probably going to be using a 5mm crochet hook, and then we will basically have to see how it goes from there. When I get closer to needing to add straps, I might end up putting up a poll, seeing what people prefer, because I have 2 design options in my mind. One would be a strap that goes from the long side, so from the ends of each bag, and then just one big strap, a bit thicker. Or I could do 2 straps, but on the side, which is a bit thinner, so you like can open it easier like that. But I think what I'm first gonna do is basically I need to make the foundation of it, and then before adding the straps, I might actually do a poll and add a photo of my idea. If you have any suggestions as to what you prefer for a bit bigger shopper bags, feel free to post your comments down below. I'm expecting it to be decent width, and it does also have you know, yeah, I'm not sure, it's oval. And I'm looking forward to see if my idea that I have in my mind actually could work. You guys have to help and tell me when we get there. But that was one thing. The other thing is that I also have some more yarns in my stash that I don't have defined plans for, but I really want to get used. And one of them is this a brushed acrylic from the Vibra. It's named Sarah. It is this greenish. I once gave away some of these yarns and I go away actually. And it's a bit fluffy because it is a brushed acrylic. And it is 100% acrylic. 3.5 ounces to 200 meters, so about 220, 22-ish yards. And they recommend a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. But looking at this, yeah, maybe it's a 5. That would depend. We'll have to test it out. But what I am gonna do is I want to make a hat from this because I think there's just exactly enough yarn to make a nice hat or a nice beanie of some kind. So that is probably what I'll be making from it. And then I'll see whatever is left. So, and it's a nice color. It's not a bad color at all. It's like this teal steel blue-ish color. So that is what I'm gonna make. I just haven't decided on the exact pattern yet, but I'm probably gonna look for one, and then I'll see how nice this is gonna look once worked up in a hat. So it's gonna be a one-colored hat because I only have this one skein of this yarn, and I like the fact it's 100% acrylic because that's friendly for people that might be allergic to wool. So that is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be working up this, and then we'll see where we're ending. That easy, right? If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you do like talking about yarn, listen to crochet stuff, and just me rambling. As I said, next week, I hope that I will be fit enough Monday to come back on and be live for a few hours with you guys in the afternoon, my time. That will be US morning, Australian evening, late evening probably. And then I will definitely be there Friday with a yarn haul video. And then on the Monday, we are back into February. And that would be time to make a summary of my yarn consumption for January, which could go quicker. And so far, yeah, we'll have to see how that looks. So what I'm gonna do now is going to say, take care and happy crafting until I see you again. Bye.